It's middle of March and we are headed back out to the land. We haven't been out there since gun season, so we want to check on things and then also plan on doing a few soil samples since we're putting in a new food plot this spring down by the river, so we want to get that done and start working on the bedding for all the duck houses. Ducks are starting to migrate back and we want to make sure that our houses are ready for all those woodies. Should be a nice weekend just to get out of the house, get some fresh air, and enjoy the land that we have.
Looks pretty wet. It's not bad actually. I thought it'd be a lot wetter than what it is. But it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Made our rounds. Kelly, how was your morning?
Good. Walked roughly around 10,000 steps. Didn't find a shed. Gonna go back at her. Hopefully this time we'll get lucky.
You found that calf headphone.
Yeah, found
Yep.
calf headphones.
Part of a dead cow. A lot of coyotes on camera.
Yeah.
A lot of coyotes. A couple nice bucks made it through the season.
Oh, that'll still be fun.
Yeah, they might still be holding. Who knows? Well, let's go get some soil samples.
Yeah, for sure.
Get that done. Go look for some more sheds by the other bedding ground. What do you say?
Do it.
Well, we were coming through here through Kelly's plot, and this is all the white rag herd health and nutrition clover. And we seeded this plot 2 years ago, and then we frost seeded it last year. And now you can see it. The snow melt off is gone. The ice shelf, everything is off this plot. We've got lots of organic matter that's going to decompose and fertilize this plot for us. We're going to come in here, we're going to fertilize it anyways, but when you look at it, it's like nasty, looks dead, like there's nothing here. But when you look at under all this decomposition and dead stuff from winter, you can see all the roots are starting to germinate already and push up new growth. So it's all green. All the spaghetti stringy stuff, that's all the stems from last year. That's all going to decompose. That's going to feed all the roots, give it all the nutrients. You can see there's already, it hasn't even been, what, 60 degrees yet? A couple of days in the 50s. There's already green clover starting to push through. So this is an excellent food source now that these does are pregnant and they're going to be dropping their fawns here in a month, 2 months. They'll be able to start eating on this clover because this clover is going to push through and it's going to get 3, 4, 5, 6 inches tall by the time they start dropping fawns. And it's instant protein for them, and that's exactly what they need right now. Same as like winter wheat or whatever, winter rye, buck oats, all that kind of stuff. This stuff is so hardy that it'll withstand sub-zero temperature under the snow and the ice, and it's already starting to push back through, and it's still freezing overnight. So this is a good source for the deer early on. Turkeys are going to be in here too. The turkeys are going to find all this green stuff and start plucking away at it. But I'm really happy with this plot. All 3 plots are going to turn out great. This one, the one over there, that looks really good. We're going to go in the back and get the soil samples from that one, take that in and get that tested so we can put the annual mix in there too. So we are down here in the river plot now. This plot was established 3 years ago, and we had an annual mix on this side, and you can tell in the different colors of the plot. This side is a lot darker and a lot different. This side is all virgin ground still, and I'm going to take samples from the existing plot and samples from this virgin side over here. We frost seeded clover in here to give it more organic matter for tilling under this year. The clover is already starting to come up down here too, just like the other plot, but it's so tempting to like leave this whole thing go to clover and just keep mowing it and let it come through as a clover field. But I know we need an annual mix down here. We need something that's different besides our clover and our other food base that's on the farm. So this is 2/3 of an acre right here. So we're going to take samples out of this existing side, like I said, and then out of this side, because this side's already been fertilized and tampered with. This side is still virgin ground. So we're going to get them both together, blend them together, get them over to the co-op, and the co-op's going to tell us exactly what the soil is going to need and what kind of fertilizer we need to run, telling them, you know, when we tell them that what we're going to be planting in this plot. So go grab another one from the other plot, get them tested, figure out a plan of attack for this. Come back in like early May. Probably be nice and green. We'll spray it all and kill it all then. Give it a couple weeks, we'll till it under. I would say by middle of May or so, we should have this worked under.
So one of the things that you just heard Arthur talk about was organic matter. What is organic matter? It's a bunch of leaves, dirt, microbes that have all contributed to the soil. And why is it important to you? Well, this material that decomposes is actually providing nutrients to your topsoil. So what does that mean for you? It means less fertilizer, lime, and essentially is saving you money for your food plot. So it's one thing that we always try and pay attention to and make sure that we're feeding that soil and giving it nutrients so we can keep more money in our pockets and bring to life the food plots that we want.
We're gonna come back early May. We'll get our turkey season in middle of April, end of April, and we're gonna come back up here. By then, all this should be germinated and green shoots coming out everywhere. So then we're gonna kill it with Roundup. So we're gonna come in here and spray it all, because you don't wanna spray it right now, because a lot of this grass and native stuff that's in here that we haven't killed yet isn't coming through as strong as the clover is, and you're just wasting your time because all those roots are still kind of dormant and they're not pushing up. So we need that grass to start to come up and get 3, 4, 5 inches tall, so it gets a good coat of Roundup on it and kills it. So then we can come back middle of May, end of May, and we can turn this whole plot over and then figure out if we're going to do the whole thing in clover seed or if we're going to do a half and half with the annual. So we'll be back at it. Like I said, early May we'll be out here. We'll film it, we'll spray it, we'll talk about what we're going to do then, get that all done, and you guys stay tuned.
When you are in the market to purchase recreational, hunting, farmland, an existing or new construction home, call Hallworth Realty, a premier Wisconsin realty company with over 60 years of realty experience.
Well, Blake and I are on our way over to see Katie. Katie works at Country Visions, which is a co-op about a half hour away from us, and it's $20 to take the soil sample up there. So we are actually going to Katie's house because Katie lives down the road from us, and Katie is a nutrient management planner. So she's a crop analyst up there, and we are going to give her our soil sample with our name, our address, our telephone number, and everything that is going in our plot, what we plan on planting in that plot. So when our sample comes back, Katie is going to take a look at what our sample tests come out to, and the pH, the nutrients it lacks, the nutrients it has, and then she is going to look at what we are going to be planting in that food plot, and she's going to give us a plan for fertilizer treatment and basically how to feed and grow that food plot throughout the season. So we are on our way over there. Like I said, we are going to drop that off. We have the sample in back. All you need is a little Tupperware container like this. This is all we're going to put it in. I have it in the bucket still from this weekend. We're going to transfer it in there, drop it off by her, give her the cash for the sample cost, and then head back home and wait for her to give us a call. A little tip for you guys: if you got to do samples on different areas of your farm, and you know definitely it's a different soil type, keep those samples separate and give them to them that way. If you think it's all the same sample, you have a flat farm like us and it's basically the same soil on every corner of that farm, take some from all those different sites that you're going to do your food plot in, mix them together, blend them up, and give it to them. That really doesn't matter much. But the big key is knowing and recognizing that you're going to have different soil types on the different sides of your property. You might have hills with sandy basins on them that you're going to plant in the sandy basins. You might have topsoil in the bottoms. You might have clay. You might have all different kinds of soil variants where you are, real rocky soil. So just pay attention to that. If it looks like when you're doing your samples that you do have the different soil types, keep them separate, give them to them in a separate thing. It's only going to cost you $20. And when you're doing these food plots, $20 is nothing, because you're going to spend the majority of your cost on seed and fertilizer, and basically you're throwing it all away and just burning your money, because if you don't do a soil sample, you have no idea really what the pH is in your soil, you have an idea what you're going to fertilize and what kind of plant you're growing, but to know what the soil sample is like the biggest thing that's going to help you out and improve your yields in your food plots. All right, we got our soil sample test back. I got a message from Katie from the co-op. Give her a call. So I'm going to give her a call right now, and she's going to go over those soil samples with us. Hey Katie, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. So you got some soil samples back for me?
Yes, we have a soil test results for your deer plot.
Excellent.
Yeah, so just to go over soil pH, organic matter, phosphorus, and potassium, those are going to be your macronutrients that we're going to look at to really get your deer plot established. Your soil pH is at a 7, so we're exactly neutral there.
Perfect.
Your organic matter is at a 6, 5.9. So typically a farmer's field is a little less than that. So your organic matter is offering you some good organic matter, which is nitrogen in the soil, which is good.
Excellent.
Yeah. Then we're moving to phosphorus. You're at a 63, and the potassium of 101. So we're looking at a pretty good fertility for this deer plot here with the mix that you're going to put in.
Excellent. That's perfect. Yeah, we have that grass. It's actually an established like grass plot from a couple years ago. We started mowing it real short and then planting clover in there as like a filler crop with the grass. So that should help with the organic matter with the decomposition when we kill it and till it under.
Absolutely. That organic matter is a great number. It's what we like to see.
Perfect.
And with your brassicas, your turnips, your radishes in the mix, it's all going to be really attractive to deer in the foliage as well as the roots. And a lot of these species are going to do really good in that type of soil for you.
Perfect. That's excellent. That's good. And it's real loose soil, so it should grow like decent turnips and radishes and stuff. So.
Yes. Yep.
Excellent. What do you think we should do for fertilizer?
Well, we offer various blends of fertilizer in a 50-pound bag. A typical starter, I think what we've got you in the past is a 6-20-31, which offers you just a little bit of nitrogen to get the foliage, get the crop really established with some P and K. Okay.
And should I put that down when I till it and work it under, or do you think I should let the crop grow and put it on there?
It works best if you work it in with that crop right where that root can get it.
Okay.
So this will be available nutrients to your crop right away.
Excellent.
So it's best to get that deer plot established right away.
Okay. And then that plot is probably right around 2/3 of an acre. It should be a 3/4 of an acre, but the back is going to be too wet to get to, so it'll probably end up short of 2/3, between a half acre and 2/3, I think.
Okay.
So how many pounds of fertilizer do you think I should put down?
I probably recommend about 100 pounds to the acre. So
Okay. So
it'll need a little less than 2 bags.
Perfect. That'll work out really good then.
So yeah, you're off to a good start with this deer plot.
Excellent.
You know,
Good.
the National Deer Association says the top 2 reasons deer plots fail. One being you're planting the wrong species in the wrong location. 2 being you lack a soil test to know what nutrients are already out there for you. So you're off to a good start already.
Excellent. Well, that's what I want to hear. And
Good.
my pH came back real neutral, so I don't have to add any kind of lime or anything like that. So that's really good.
No lime required. Correct.
Excellent. Well, good. I will. I'll get a hold of you when I'm ready to till that under, and I'll get that fertilizer from you.
Sounds good, Art.
Excellent.
Thanks so much, and good luck hunting.
Thanks, Katie.
All right. Thanks.
Yep.
Bye.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. No lime required. We'll end up killing that plot, and then when we're ready to till it under, I'll get a hold of Katie. I'll head up there, get that fertilizer, and I'm going to work that fertilizer in when I work that plot under. So that'll be perfect. And then given the time frame that we have when we work that plot up, if I can plant it, I'll plant it that same time. If not, I'll go up in a couple weeks after and drill that stuff in. So excellent. We're on the right track. We are on our way to Boston, Wisconsin. It's April 24th. We are heading up there to meet Rooster. He is the owner trees. We bought 100 trees yesterday, so we're gonna pound those in the ground, turn around and come home and do some more turkey hunting tomorrow. Made it to the farm. Picked up our order from Rooster. We got all the soybeans, sun soy chick, the revive, the clover, bags, all kinds of good stuff. We got the plot hog out here. We are gonna kill that food plot. This is the formula I went with last time. So 2 acres at 20 psi, 5 miles per hour, 25 gallons. So if I fill this tank up, do 5 miles an hour at 20 psi, I'll be able to spray 2 acres of food plot to kill it. I've got 10 gallons of water right here. I'm gonna make my batch for 10 gallons. My plot down there that I'm gonna kill is actually probably 3/4 of an acre. So I'll have a little stronger mix and some leftover. And then we're gonna spray a spot we are gonna plant a bunch of trees. So we got a bunch of white pines in here. We had 75 white pines and some gray dogwood, some other stuff. We're gonna pound that in today too. Kill all the grass where we're gonna put those in. And then hopefully beat the rain. It's not looking pretty. Not as pretty as you. But
Thanks.
let's make sure we work in here. Too much. Now it's primed. Here's my 20. The relief valve is going over. Perfect. Everything is in working order. We haven't used this thing in like 3 years, so I'm just a little relieved right now that everything works. So the mix on this Roundup concentrate is 6 ounces per gallon. I'm doing a 10-gallon batch. 60 ounces of Roundup concentrate is what I need. I've got 64 ounces right here. So we're gonna add her in, entire bottle, and then put the rest of our water in. All right, fire that wheeler up. We'll cover the seat up in case it rains. Let it agitate on the way out there, mix up. Be ready to go. Kill some plots. Get ready for new growth. That was fun. The plot is sprayed. Everything's looking good. Took care of a couple problem trees. We did not plant the trees today. We're gonna end up doing that next weekend when we come out to work that plot under. We actually sprayed the strip of grass where we plant those trees with Roundup. So we're gonna do that next weekend. We're gonna till that plot next weekend, and then we are gonna seed that plot next weekend. So stay tuned. You guys will see us up here next weekend. Follow along.
Morning, everyone. It is the end of April. We're back out at the farm. It's second season of turkey hunting. Fishing just opened, it looked like. I'm not sure, I don't fish much, but there's people fishing everywhere. And we are gonna mow the entire property, get those food plots mowed, and then we're gonna fertilize them. That plot in the back, we are gonna work that under. So the geese are happy we're here. They're going crazy. We're gonna get that done, shoot some footage today. You guys will see how we do it. We're gonna use the plot hog equipment, get that thing turned over, get it seated, get it rolled tight. It's gonna rain tomorrow, it's gonna be perfect.
So this is that new plot that we're going to be installing this year with the plot hog equipment. We're going to till all this up, and we're going to do a 50-50 on this plot. The whole outside is going to be clover, and then the inside of it is going to be the White Rag Herd Health and Nutrition annual mix. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the clover in now this weekend, and then the annual mix we're going to probably work it up again end of July, early August. We're going to put our annual mix in then. But for right now, we're going to work this all up, the entire thing, roll it all flat, put our clover in, roll the clover in again, and then leave the center all worked up, so hopefully more of this grass dies. The Roundup's working really good. You can tell it's down to the root base. Everything is turning yellow and starting to die really decent, so I know the Roundup's working. It's down in there doing its job. So we're going to get started on this. I'm going to have Blake fertilize this plot too, and we're going to work the fertilizer in once we get rolling here. I'm going to have Kelly come back with a tractor, and we're going to mold this thing as flat as we can so the digger can get down to the soil and really turn it over real nice. But Blake's going to fertilize this. We'll work that fertilizer in, get this thing done by lunch hopefully. Working good. Should have opted for the weight bar, try to get it down through this root system, but when you're running these virgin plots like this, it's such a mat under the soil to get this thing to dig through, but it's doing really good. We've only did 2 passes through here, and there's a lot of bare ground. Once we go over and soil finish with the disc, this is going to look really, really good. This thing is ripping nice. I'm going to spin around and come back in and start going back that way. I don't want to drag all these tall weeds out, so I'm going to lift it and come back in and go back in out there. All right, we are done cultivating. This plot hog cultivator did an awesome job. It really got in and ripped these roots right out. This is this has turned over way better than I thought it would. Really impressed with this thing. Tractor pulled it really nice. It's the first time we used this tractor in the food plot, so I wasn't sure. It's only an 18 horse tractor, but wasn't sure how it was going to work. It actually worked really well, so we'll probably end up using this for the food plots from now on instead of the four-wheeler. But man, this looks really good. I can't wait to see it when I'm done disking it. All right, on to the next process. We ran the disc over it, pulled out all the clumps. We've got a beautiful straw mat all mixed in here, all this organic matter and debris from all the tall grass that was in here last year. It's gonna work like a straw mat basically, and it's gonna help all that clover grow underneath it, just like when you seed a lawn, so it's perfect. The disc took all the big clumps out. We're going to roll all this flat around the outside like a racetrack. We're going to seed it with our clover. We're going to leave all the middle here all the way through unplanted for our annual mix for the end of July, early August. So let's get this clover in the ground. It's going to rain tomorrow. We still got 75 trees to plant. Get that done. We'll get some dinner. Prime rib?
Prime rib.
All right, looking good. On to planting. Kelly's finishing up the last couple of rounds. You can definitely see where we packed that outside and where we didn't over here. So everything that's not packed is going to be that annual mix from White Rag Herd Health and Nutrition. And then everything on the outside that's packed is going to be the clover from White Rag Herd Health and Nutrition. So we're going to pound this all in, get it all planted, drive over it again, roll it all in, call it a day. Here's our clover mix. Get a good shot of that camera lady. See that? This is the good stuff right here. fingers crossed, 2 months from now we're going to have a luscious clover plot all around this outside like a big racetrack. That middle is going to look great. Probably middle of September, early October when the annual mixes mature. Be all full of broadleaf and turnips and beets and all kinds of stuff. It's important to plant that stuff late summer and early fall, preferably late summer, end of July, early August, because the earlier you plant an annual mix with turnips and beets and radish and all that kind of other stuff that's in there, the more it's going to mature and the more woody it's going to get. And if that stuff gets really woody, like if you plant it too soon, the deer won't eat it at all. So you're just going to have a turnip field of all kinds of stuff in broadleaf and they'll eat the tops and they won't touch a turnip because they're woody. There's only one benefit to having that, and that's organic matter in the soil to where that turnip will rot and it'll create a big aerating hole down into the soil. And when you turn it over, it'll be nice and loose and stuff, and it'll give you a natural fertilizer. But definitely plant it late summer, early fall. That way it's not woody and the deer will actually dig it up and eat it. It'll be soft and palatable and exactly what they want to eat in November and December and January. Well, that's a wrap on our weekend out here at the farm. We got a lot of work done. Plots are all taken care of. We got everything mowed. We had some old firewood and debris in the one plot. We removed that. We finished mowing that plot off. The one down by the river, that plot is seeded. That one looks really good. It's going to rain all night. It's going to help that seed germinate and push through and push roots. So that's going to be excellent. Probably 2 months from now, it'll probably look very similar to this plot. This plot right here is on its 3rd year of growth. The clover in here is awesome. The clover in a big plot is awesome. We get a ton of deer in here all the time, so that's really excellent. Keys to making your plot turn out great in the way you guys want it. All I can recommend is do your soil samples. Listen to what the crop personnel say at the co-op. If they recommend doing so many pounds of lime and fertilizer per acre or half acre or whatever you guys are planting, do what they say. They know what they're talking about. Clear your plot the best you can. Get as much debris out. Get all the sticks and the branches and try to rake it if you can. Mow it as short as you can if it's not an established plot like we had where it's all grass. Kill that stuff off right to the ground. Till it really efficiently. Plot Hog makes some great equipment with their cultivator and their disc and their rake. Use stuff like that, utilize it, especially if you guys have kill plots in the middle of timber stands where you can't get tractors and equipment and stuff into, that you can utilize your ATV and your UTV. Get equipment like that, spend the money, put your time in, get quality seed, do it right, and you'll have excellent results. You guys will kill a lot of deer over them. That's all I got for you. Hopefully you guys have a good fall. Get your plots in, do your homework, shoot big bucks.